Good afternoon, this is your friend Angel over at Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, Florida, and today is Thursday, May the 15th, and we're presenting this absolutely beautiful car to one of our friends and viewers, Mr. Kyle from Port St. Lucie. Here it is, your 2025 Corvette Z06 convertible in torch red, just the same way you ordered it. We placed this order back in February and finally arrived this week, and look at how beautiful it is, the spec. It's a 3LZ with the stripes in carbon flash and the torch red. The first time I present a vehicle with stripes like this in my channel, and I'm very proud of this build because me and Kyle went back and forth together, going adding stuff or whatnot, and finally it came out to this. Absolutely beautiful. Congratulations, Kyle. This thing is here, and he's coming on Saturday to pick it up. So before he takes it home to Port St. Lucie, which is about 3 hours away from here, we're gonna make this video and fill his his eyes with this beautiful automobile. Of course, the stripes goes from the front to back. You can see how they connect all the way to the spoiler here in carbon flash. You can barely see them because they painted the same color, but then they continue under here all the way down to the license plate. And if you notice, it starts like this and then kind of open a little bit, goes on the roof, and then of course goes to the front of the car. Absolutely beautiful. This is all done from the factory. Another thing that he ordered is these grills that protect the radiators in the front, and instead like two of them, the Z06 comes with three of them. There's one other one on the front, so that's already installed from the factory. Being a 3LC, of course, is the most luxurious trim that you can get on any Corvette. 3LC is for Z06. We call them 3LTs if it's a Stingray. Same goes with the E-Rays. They call them 2 or 3LCs, but it's all determined by basically the luxury. So thanks to that, being a 3LC, we can see that there's a camera on the front bumper here. There's another one on the other side, and this is what we call curb camera, so you can see the front of the car. Now if you look in the windshield, there's two cameras here. One is in the middle, one is on the side. So the one in the middle will be for your forward collision alert and lane keeping assist with lane departure warning. And the one on the left side here will be for your PDR or performance data recorder. It operates pretty much as a dash cam. With the 3LZ, of course, you also get a little bit of suede on the interior. But aside from that, we ordered these wheels. These are the new 10-spoke forged wheels. And you can see on the Z06 you have larger rotors than you do on the Stingray. They're still 6 pistons caliper, but look how much bigger they are. This is a 20-inch wheels and the front of the car. It's the first time a Corvette comes from the factory with 20s on the front. Then the size of those rotors are 14.6 inches in diameter. I remember I used to have a car with 13-inch wheels. I had another one with 14-inch wheels. I could not put the wheels of those cars here. They won't fit. Now if you go to the back, we have a larger wheel, and this is a 21-inch wheel. It's the largest wheel ever put on a Corvette, and the width is 345, this tire. So huge tires, huge wheels, 21, of course, that's give you more traction. But what is unique about this is that this brake rotor is actually half an inch bigger than the front rotors are. Yes, you heard that right. The rear brakes are bigger than the front brakes. I'm assuming it's to accommodate the third brake pad there, and the second brake pad in this case on the back of the car. That's for your emergency brake or parking brake. But yeah, nevertheless, you have 4 piston calipers on the back, 6 pistons on the front, and a 15-inch in diameter wheel. Actually, I also had a car with 15-inch wheels. They won't fit in here because, as you can see, the caliper is huge. So very unique feature on this Corvette. This one in particular has the all-season Michelin tires, the run flats. You can see here the numbers, 345 in width. In history, the first car to have tires this big, or the width at least, was the Lamborghini Countach. So a couple elements there from the Italians. Of course, the brakes are also made by Brembo, so that's an Italian. Oh, I forgot to mention, he ordered the black lug nuts, excuse me, the wheel lugs in black to combine with the wheels, so you don't have those silver ugly lug nuts. We also ordered for him the black exhaust tips. So this and the Z06 are in the middle, and you can see they're different from this one to that one. That's because it's a resonator that projects the sound of the exhaust to the front of the car. So it sounds absolutely beautiful when you start it. Then back here we have a backup camera. Then on the roof we have another camera. More about that in a second. Also, another thing that is an option for this car is these extensions on the spoiler. I think it looks good because it makes a low profile spoiler slightly bigger, and it's not as big and crazy like the high wing spoiler is. So if you guys are ready for this, Kyle, go ahead and turn on your Bluetooth speaker or your sound bar. There we go. Put the bass on. Remember, you gotta put the bass on. And of course, if you have a sound bar, check over that subwoofer, make sure it's on. And your house might vibrate, just so you know if you put it up. So I'll let you guys get ready because we're about to hear a concert. There is a key, one of the two keys that comes with the Corvette, and you can see one has the carbon flash emblem, the other one we have a chrome emblem, and it has more buttons than the coupe because we also have an extra button for the roof. So there we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So, as I mentioned before, this car is really loud, and especially when it's cold, you have to step back a little. Okay. Okay. Hey, calm down. There we go. That's a good boy. So yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a good boy. So as you can see, Z06, when they're cold, they start a little louder than your regular Corvette sound that you're used to. This is a very special engine, most powerful V8 in automotive history, without a turbo or a supercharged. This thing is making 670 horsepower, and the torque is 460 pounds. So no joke. Let me go around this thing right now that is running. You can hear the fans on the front. That's for the radiators. It's pretty hot right now. It's about 82 degrees here in Florida. So Port St. Lucie gets hotter than us. So you're gonna be hearing that a lot, but that's how it looks when it's running. Now, just so you can hear me a little better, you notice that it started really loud and then quiet. This is how it sounds when it's in touring mode, because it's changed to touring mode right now. Now when you put it in different modes, of course, it will sound louder than that. But for now, let's gonna hit this button again twice, and voila. Now we can hear each other, or at least you can hear me. And we can continue with this project of showing you this absolutely beautiful machine, my friends. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hit the lock button, because we're gonna do what is called service mode. You lock the car first, and then you look for the far button on your key fob. You're gonna press and hold it, and then you're gonna start the process of opening the roof. But you have to do it in a timely fashion. So you hit lock first, and then press that immediately. If you wait too long, it won't do it. And what this do, it open the back of the car, or the hatch, I should say, and that reveals this. This is the engine compartment. The engine, of course, is hidden under this cover. You will have to remove all these screws to get access to the engine. They do sell a transparent window for this. You can get it from our accessories at Chevrolet.com, and there is companies who make them too, like Paragon, etc. Let me go on the other side over here. Now, if you go to this side, you notice there is a cover here. You can remove this cover and access your engine. I'll do it for you real quick. Here we go. Here's your engine reservoir and your dipstick for your oil. It's right here, this black rounded thing. And that's how you check the oil for your engine, if you have to. Very important for C8 owners. All C8s have to be running when you check the oil. And it has to be warmed up for at least 15 minutes. So it's the opposite of any other car. You put that in place back in there. And this one has the same thing, but it's for the coolant, because you have to add coolant. That's the coolant reservoir. Other than that, you don't have to do much back here. Very important. The mechanics use this, so do not put your car in valet mode if you're gonna leave it in service. You can see some of the mechanism here for the top. You can see how this is. You use different motors and solenoids to operate. When this option was added to the car, what you added, it's about $7,300 in value to the cost of a Corvette. So $7,300 more for a convertible than it is in the coupe, and that's the reason. It's a little bit more complex car. It weighs about a couple hundred pounds more than the coupe, so so not a whole lot. Now if you want to open the entire roof, you must unlock the car first. So we're gonna hit unlock, all doors are unlocked, and then you press and hold the roof button, and it will continue and complete the motion of holding the top down. You can see it's going down right now. It takes about 14 seconds, and you can do it up to 25 miles an hour. You don't have to stop. There is no latches. And I'm gonna do another spin here with the top down so you can appreciate this interior, because what I'm about to reveal is really, really nice. And it's the interior of this car is pretty awesome. That's the best part of this build. As you notice, the mirrors are painted in carbon flash instead of being red. And that's an option for $195. You can get the carbon flash mirrors and the spoiler. It goes together very well with the stripes and whatnot. I like them both. I like it in body color. I like it in carbon flash. This build in particular, because you have the carbon flash stripe, it makes more sense to get the mirrors and the spoiler. Without the stripe, I would probably go body color in this. My opinion, not it's your car. Over 11,000 options. All combinations are available for this vehicle. So now I'm gonna show you what this is all about, and it's this interior. Yes, let me open this door so you can appreciate what's going on in here. First, if you notice, the driver's door is different than any door I presented before, because this is level 2 carbon fiber. And I showed it before in other cars. I think it was a white Z06, but it had a different color interior. This is the adrenaline red with the red stitching all across the door. And you can see this kind of boomerang thing over here simulating the scoops of the Z06. That's a unique pattern for Z06. And then he ordered the suede seats. So you have two-tone seats that are suede on the middle, with a Corvette logo right there, and then you have these insert carbon fibers. Now the carbon fiber seats like this is called GT2 seats and are standard on 3LZ motors. You don't have to pay any extra, but you can get in also on the 2LZ, which is an option for about $1,500. The third option of the seat would be what we call the competition seats. Now what's unique about this is this. Look at this center console. So this is a $5,000 option, because the carbon fiber is not just on the door. It goes in the center console. It goes up in the dash. You can see the steering wheel is completely covered in carbon fiber, top and bottom. And then you have the paddle shifters in carbon fiber too. Let me see if I can get a better look here. The downshift and upshift. And then there's more carbon fiber around the instrument cluster, what we call the driver information center, and on the left side of the dashboard. Then another thing that he ordered is the stealth package, and this is perfect for this car. The stealth package makes all these silver pieces all dark, so it kind of blends with the carbon fiber. Instead of being all silver, stealth give you all of these trim pieces all dark, and it's great because it doesn't reflect when the sun hits it as much as it does with the silver. And of course, because this is a 3LC, we have suede on the A-pillars, the roof, and the back of the headrest are covered completely in suede. Now going around the cargo area, I'm gonna show you what's under here. Cargo area is substantially big, over 12.1 cubic inch between the two spaces. This back here is about 9.6 inches. And if you wonder what this is, these are the air ducts for the rear rotors, which we can install for you, but it should be used for the track use, not the road, because it can suck debris onto your brakes. These pieces right here are the shorter blades for the spoiler. Obviously you can see we installed the big one there. This one is very small. It's only like half an inch goes up. So we got them here as a spare ones. If you want to get with a low wing spoiler, you can still do that. Just remove the screws and put them back on. It does come with a nice cargo net. And this is a self-closed trunk. It's been the case since 2020 when this came out first, but in 24 and up, the Frunk operation is also a soft close instead of having to close it hard like they used to. Unique to the Z06 is these openings on the rear bumper. You can actually see the tire through it, and the spokes, I mean the scoops, excuse me, you can notice it's a lot wider. This car specifically, all Z06s I should say, are about 3.5 inch wider, especially on the back. and then about an inch longer than the Stingray. That's why it looks like a bigger car, but it's actually the same car. And when you sit on it, you know you're driving a Corvette, but a Z06 doesn't feel, sounds, behave like a regular Corvette. So it's such a nice feeling because it's such a different car. You know, before they share a lot of similarities. Same case now, but now it's just the behavior, the way the car drive and sound is completely different than any other Corvette you experience. Now getting back inside, we're gonna explore this beautiful interior. You already see the carbon fiber on the driver's door. Here's the Frunk operation, and by the way, we can open that in there just by pressing and holding, and that reveals our the Frunk, which is pretty big too. It's got enough room for a suitcase in here. We have a cargo net with pockets, so you can store things in here as well. There's a 12-volt outlet here, just in case you want to do like a trigger charger or a cooler. And there's this button that shines in the dark, and it's a release from the inside, just in case somebody puts you here, you can escape, like from the mafia or something. I don't know how you fit in there, but my kids do fit in there, so it's good to know that there's a way to escape. On the front, you find a compartment here for the battery lifts, and this is much better than when it used to be. It used to be on the back, and it was a pain to get off. This is very easy. Just remove this plastic panel, remove this plastic panel, and then this whole panel comes off. You have access to your brake fluid and windshield washer fluid. That's it. Now to close this, we simply give it a little push just to present it, and it will close itself. So no longer we have to smash it in and close it really hard. I love these lines, man, and it just looks so good because you look at the car, it's red with the black stripe, and then you look at the seats are red, and the mirror is black like the car is, so it's perfect. The two-tone seat option goes very well if you have a car with stripes like this and a lot of carbon flashing here. It looks amazing, Kyle. Nice build. You're gonna have a great Sunday. It's worth mentioning, Kyle and I met thanks to Ramon, who is one of our viewers here in YouTube. And Ramon ordered a Z06 in black a few months ago, and talked to him about this car to Kyle, and we got together, and here he is, you know. And that's how it works, you know. Thanks so much for the loyalty. Thanks so much, Ramon, for got us together. But that's how it works, man. You just have to build a good reputation, and the rest is, you know, it just goes automatic. You know, treat people the way you want to be treated. That's it. It's for mentioning Corvettes. Had the first Corvette to have turn signals in the mirror, so of course the Z06 has it. It also has blind spot alert. It also has backup sensors, so you can see over here. Sorry for the ambulance. There's one sensor here. There's another one there, and two more on the other side. And now we're gonna get in on this thing because it's getting hot. Oh my goodness. Now the seats, of course, are power with lumbar support. We have a stereo with the stealth package. The mid speaker here is it's super more dark than before, but you can still see the little ghost Corvette logo there. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but yeah, there's a Corvette logo there. We're gonna remove this so you guys can appreciate this. There we go. It's the black right there, Corvette Z06, and the wireless charging pad in between the seats, so then your cell phone don't go flying around when you take those quick turns in the track. With the suede interior, you also can include the steering wheel, and this is great. The steering wheel has suede and carbon fiber, so they give you the best of two worlds right there. There's a release over here for emergencies in case you had to get out of the car. Otherwise, you're gonna be pressing this little guy to come out. There's two buttons here, one from the front, one for the trunk. Under here, we also have more suede on this lower section of the dashboard with the parking brake gears, and we also have the brightness interior lights here. And these three buttons are for your heads-up display. And this sign reveals something very important: no car wash. No, you don't put a Corvette in a car wash. You also have a button here to move the steering wheel, and it moves up and down and in and out. So it's a telescoping steering wheel with a odd shape, but it's actually very grippy. It works. On the driver's door, we see that we have the window switches, which are this. Then we have the mirror switch, left mirror, right mirror. The largest button though is for your mirrors folding. So when you press it, they fold in. When you open, push them again, hey, they fold out. Then we have our back window switch. Yes, there's only one window in the back that goes up and down right there. And then this one is the one you use for the roof. Very simple. If you want to put the roof down, you push it down. If you want to put the roof up, you push it up like a window. It doesn't get much easier. And then we have power lock switch. In here we had your memory seats for 2 drivers, and it memorized an exit position as well. So if you want to have the seat move back when you're getting out, and the steering wheel getting out of the way, you can set it up that way. And we're gonna get in here. We're gonna start the show again. When you close the door on your Z06, it's gonna give you a nice welcome, which it didn't do it right now because I had the doors open and closed already. But this is how it looks when you sit on this spaceship, man. It's amazing. Look at that. It's a Z06, and then the Corvette logo there. And I appreciate all the stitching that goes into this. It's really, really nice. And it's specifically the same color of the seats. You can see it on the steering wheel here too. All this red stitching. And then we got this red line here too that is unique to the Adrenaline red seats. Some seat options don't offer the lines. I think you can get it in red, natural, maybe gray, maybe yellow, but that's about it. The rest of the colors don't have them. Now to start this beast, we're gonna hit the brake pedal and push the start button. And then everything here comes to life. There we go. As I mentioned before, it's default, it's served to touring mode because it's in demonstration mode. So right now that thing you heard is the Google screen coming on to life. I'm gonna hit turn on your location, and voila. You're still in demo mode. We got access to our infotainment system with turning on the location for the GPS. Hit demo mode one more time. I think that's it. We got it running for now. But every time the car is in demonstration mode, this is what happens. It doesn't record what you did before. So now, because it's super hot out here, you can see it's 101 degrees. That's how it feels like. I'm gonna put this window up real quick so I can show you a little bit of the infotainment system, which is great. One of the things we can see still is the wall of buttons, and when you look at this, it first look intimidating, like, oh my god, what is all this? But it's nothing. It's just AC controllers. Yes. So hear me out. This is how you control your temperature for the driver's seat. Very simple. Then we got heated seats, high, medium, low, off. Then we have cool seats, high, medium, low, off. Then we have sync, which is to synchronize the temperature of the driver to the rest of the car. Then we have your auto button, which we will automatically blow air until you reach the temperature you set up. Then we have your airflow, which we have right now on the vents. Then we have your fan speed, which you can move up and increase the speed. You can lower this and it decrease your speed. Power switch, AC compressor. This is to recycle the air. Window defroster, rear window defroster. Then we have heated seats for the passenger and cool seats for the passenger, and a control for the passenger itself. So we have dual climate control, so you guys on the front seat, but actually there's only 2 seats in here, don't have to be fighting over the AC. You can just have a temperature over there, and I can have my own over here. Same goes with the seat. Another cool thing about the passenger seat is that they have memory seats for the passenger seat. And remember, we barely start making cars with memory seats for the driver. The Corvette is the first Chevy I've seen that has passenger seats for the passenger. Excuse me, memory seat for the passenger seat. Now going back to the infotainment center here, the driver information center, it offers some information into remote, but it changes every time you change your driving modes. And if you look on the windshield, you can see kind of the head-up display. I'm gonna move it up and make it a little brighter because it's very hard to see right now. Might be blinking on the frame of my camera, but in real life, of course, it's not. I think that solid. You can change the information you're looking at right now. So I just changed it to the RPMs and speed. Then we had one that shows you just RPMs and speed. This one shows you a compass or navigation routes if you're using your navigation. And then we have this one, which shows you what gear you're on and how fast you're going. I like to keep it with this one because you have the G-force, not just the speed and the RPMs. Then we have kind of the same information here, and that can be all changed by using the driving mode selector, which is right here. And the handrest in this case is covered with suede, which is super nice. It feels very premium. So we move this to the right. I'm gonna start on my mode, weather mode. Weather mode is the first mode on the list of 5 driving modes offered on the Corvette, and it's to drive in situations where it's slippery, such as rain. And you can see it's showing me the tire status, oil temperature. The information on the right doesn't change though, that stays the same, but you can change the tiles that you're using here. So now I'm gonna switch to my mode, and my mode is a mode that you create for yourself. It lets you customize all of these options, 4 of them in total, and you can also choose what screen you want to see. Right now the screen we're looking at here is more like the screen that we use in sport mode. Now I'm gonna move this to the right one more time, and now we move into touring mode. And touring mode will be for tour. This is the mode you use to relax and take it easy. A cool thing about Z06, they all come standard with the magnetic ride suspension. So when you're in touring mode, this thing is like butter. Super easy to drive, very smooth, and it's quieted, right? So you cannot make the touring mode sounds loud. What you see now, it changed to time and temperature and tire status, because again, you can customize everything you see in every mode. So when I go to the right one more time, I'm going now to sport mode, and you notice now everything is maxed out here. And the car looks like it's in a racetrack, but actually it's in a spirit driving behavior between the mountains. And now the instrument cluster changed again. Now you can choose an instrument cluster that you like, and it will stay on that all the time. Right now though, it's linked to the driving mode selector, so every time you move it or change the driving mode, it will change your driver information center. Now the last one will be track mode. And in track mode, now you can see that the car is on a racetrack. It's a yellow car versus the gray. There we go. I think the yellow car won the race. But regardless, that's just to show you that the car is on the track. And this is the most aggressive behavior on the Z06. And the steering wheel gets really hard. You can feel it right away. They could not address this enough in the training that I went. Do not use track mode on the street, because the suspension tight so much. If you get in a pothole or a speed bump the wrong way, it can crack your suspension. Not just it can break your wheels, your tires. There's not a lot of give when you're in track mode. This is very solid. It's almost like a go-kart. And you notice this instrument cluster changed again with 4 different options now instead of 2, because you need more information on the track, not just your tire. You can see your tire temperature, tire pressure. You can see your oil pressure, your oil temperature. And you can change again all those 4 tires to different information. Lastly, we have another mode that is right here, and it's the Z mode. And this is a mode you customize for yourself. Right now it's set up this way. Z mode can be customized to your liking, so you can choose how you want the steering wheel to feel, how you want that to look, etc. If you shut off Z mode though, it goes back to the mode you were before, which in this case is track mode. So what I like to do is to keep the car either in sport or tour mode, right? So you can relax. And then when you really want to get on it, you just hit the Z button, and everything will change to Z, including the sound of the car. You can see it's a lot louder. Now I'm gonna make it silent so you can see the difference. Yeah. I'm gonna do it one more time. Z mode. So yeah, you can hear it right away when I change. Cool thing about this transmission is an 8-speed dual clutch transmission made by Tremec. It has switches, so you hit the P button to put them in park. You hit the reverse button, you pull to put in reverse, and that would activate your backup camera, which you can customize the angle. Right now it's in a regular angle. You can choose this angle, it's 180 degrees, or you can choose this angle and it's 90 degrees. This is the front of the car, and then you have this camera. But the cool thing about it, when it's in reverse, the backup camera comes on. And then when you put them in drive, it automatically turns on the front camera, like when you're pulling out of the parking place, so you can see the nose of the car. Now if you rather see the whole view, you can just push that button and you have a full view of the nose of the car. That's your splitter. Or you can have the 3 views with the left side and the right side on the picture. If I hit the X button, I go back to that. If I hit the P button, it goes back to normal. Then neutral and M, which is manual, that's some buttons that you're gonna press. So P, neutral, and M are buttons that you press, and then you can only pull drive or reverse. It makes you feel like you're doing something. It's so cool. Now to activate the cameras, you don't necessarily have to put the car in reverse. You can actually push the camera button right here that says front, and that would activate your front camera regardless of what you're doing, whether it's in drive or reverse. You hit that, it would activate your front cameras even in motion. But the camera experience doesn't end there. We also had this mirror. If you look at the mirror, well, you can see the back window, but if you flip it then you can see what's behind the car 100% better than just the mirror. So your mirror could be a mirror or it could be a monitor. I think he had this on his Stingray right now, but I'll show you how it works. You can hit this little button here and it populates this menu with this check mark. So if I hit this button right here, making the monitor darker. If I hit the other one, I make it brighter, and it will show you here how bright it is when you go up and down. I don't know if you can see that it's lower in there. Now it's going up, and that's the brightness it gets. Now we're gonna hit the check mark one more time. We access a second menu, and this is the zoom menu. Now we can zoom in or zoom out in the camera that is mounted on the roof of the car. Then we have hit the check mark again, and it lets you tilt the camera. So we can tilt it down. That's our spoiler right there. You can see it. Or you can tilt it up and you don't see the spoiler as much. I like to have the spoiler as a reference. Now you can see how far it is from the spoiler and give you a better view. And since we're here on the roof, let's talk about these other buttons on the roof. We have OnStar communication services. This is the OnStar roadside assistant. This is for voice commands, and this is SOS for emergencies. Then we have the emergency lights or the flashers or the hazards. And then we have lane keeping assist with lane departure warning. When you turn this one on though, you will see this 9 spot popping up over here. Let me shut it off to show you. So that's off, that's on. So that's how you know this on. Another thing that camera does on the windshield, for the lane keeping assist and lane departure warning, it operates your forward collision alert. And that button is right here on the right side, left side of the steering wheel. When you press it, it'll give you a menu of the gap, the 3 different levers to use. Then we have our cruise control buttons on the left side, which is easy to use. You just hit on, you will see the symbol popping up below the 0 right there. And then you hit set and it will stay at that speed. If you want to increase the speed, go up. If you want to decrease the speed, go down. And then you can shut it off by pushing here, cancel, or just tapping on the brakes. Then we have our light switch, our light stock, and our turn signal stock right here, very easy to use. The pattern shifter, of course, really nice in carbon fiber. On the right side of the steering wheel, we count with the heated steering wheel. We have a voice control system which operates through Google Maps. Look at this. Passenger temperature 65 degrees.
Changing the temperature for the front passenger
65 degrees. So you can do it like that by pressing the button on the steering wheel, or you could say the magic words. Okay, Google. Driver temperature 70 degrees. Now if you look here, it just changed to 70 degrees. So you can talk to Google. It's a personal assistant inside your car. She can tell you jokes. She can translate for you too. Like for example, you can say, okay Google, how you say this Corvette is awesome in Spanish? Well,
in Spanish that's
Este Corvette es increíble.
Este Corvette. All right. So yeah, it can translate for you. It can tell you jokes. You name it. It's Google in your car, and it doesn't require a cell phone to be connected. Although you can connect up to 2 cell phones simultaneously. You have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay completely wireless now. You don't have to use the cable no more, and that allows you to use other assistants such as Siri, or you can use this Alexa. So I don't know who you like best. Those 3 are always fighting. I would keep it with Google if it was you, because it comes built in on the car, but you can use Alexa, you can use Siri. The difference is Google is the only one that can control your AC and your radio. Well, the other ones only control your maps when you haven't connected. We also have another camera to talk about, and that's PDR, Performance Data Recorder. So when you hit that, it will populate this menu that allow you to access your PDR information or Performance Data Recorder. Notice that it says storage is 0, there is no SD card. And we have recording and settings. So I'm going to go here to video overlay. Right now we have nothing. I'm going to choose sport overlay. I'm going to hit preview, and this is how it looks in your dash cam. We're looking at the front of the car right now, and this will show you your G-force, how fast you're going, today's date, time, how many miles you've driven, your RPMs, of course, which is cool. I love that. But if you want to get more serious, you can change it to track, and track will show you how many degrees you're turning your steering wheel. Right now, you can see at 99 degrees. It shows you your driving modes. It shows you your G-force, front and back, and lateral G-force, limited slip differential, RPMs, time, date. There's even more detailed information on track mode than it is in sport. Or you can use none, and none will be, well, it has nothing, just the camera. Now, timing though is something you have to configure when you're on the track. And this system uses a GPS with maps of all the tracks around the world. So when you're on the track, you will also have a map when you're driving the car on the track. It's super cool. Another thing you can do, if you go to recordings, settings, you can set this thing up to automatically record when you get in the car and to record audio. You can also choose the video quality from 480p to 1080p. And the best part is, this used to be a system that only accepts 32 gigabytes. That was the case in the 7th generation. But the 8th generation now is 256 gigabytes. So a lot of space to record things. And if you wonder where the SD card goes, you have to open your glove box. Yes, you want to push this little guy here. And on the left corner here is where your SD card slot it is. You slide your card there and it automatically can make your videos recorded and everything. Another cool thing, if you notice, on the screen, there is a camera button. So you can use the screen to operate the camera the same way I did when I pushed that button down there. And if you go to the screen, you can also control the climate from the screen. There's a climate app that you can use to control your temperature. I'm going to lower mine because I put it at 70. Google did. And then we can control your airflow, airspeed. The only thing you cannot control on the screen will be the heated and cool seats. Everything else is here for the climate. Your best friend is the home button that always takes you to the home screen. You have it on the screen and you have it up here. And then you have shortcuts, which is all of this. You can move it around if you like. If I hit the map button, it populates Google Maps immediately. But you can also use Apple Maps, Waze, or Google Maps straight from your phone. You don't have to use the maps from the car itself. It lets you do that. So the only difference is this Google Maps won't have the feature where you can see satellite view. You will have that on your phone, but not in the Google Maps of the car. Another cool thing, you have Wi-Fi for up to 7 devices. The irony is that there is only 2 passengers in this car, but it works 50 feet around the car. So if you go camping, you can actually have Wi-Fi in your tent if you like. It's pretty cool. Then on the right side of the steering wheel, we have our stock for our wipers controls and also your windshield washer control. Speaking on the right side of the steering wheel, we have buttons for the volume here on the right and buttons for the songs or radio stations on the left. It's worth mentioning, this radio is incredible. This is called the Bose Performance Series, this audio system. And this is the first car in the world to have 2 seats and 14 speakers. Yes, you heard that right. 14 speakers in this sound system. I wish I can play it for you, but you know how it is with the copyrights. You can experience that when you get on a Corvette. It really, really kicks so much that the rearview mirrors vibrate outside when you put some bass. I'm not gonna do that to your car, but I've seen it. Now, under settings, we have a lot of things to talk about. And number one, we can go to vehicle and customize a lot of things, such as team driver, buckle to drive. But this is driver mode customization, and this is where you go to select how you want your drive modes to be. This is called My Mode. You can see it has 4 different options, such as the steering wheel, the suspension, the engine sound, and the braking. Now, if you go to Z mode, which is the next one, Z mode is more. I pressed My Mode again. Z mode is a little more serious and it offers more options. It's, instead of having only 4 options, this one has 6 options. For example, we have engine sound in sport, suspension in sport. We have the engine shift in track, so we will shift the transmission like it's in track mode. I'm gonna set it, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it in track, so you can experience that at least. Then we have engine sound, which is sport. You know what? Let's put it in track. Engine sound. What the heck? It doesn't hurt to change how it sounds. And then we have this one. This is your brakes. You can adjust how sensitive your brakes are. That is super cool. And finally, PTM. PTM is a performance traction management system where you can select different settings, such as the type of pavement you have. This is something you use only on the track, and it's related to vehicles that had magnetic ride suspension, such as the case of this car. And basically the suspension can adjust to any road condition you are on most of them. Seating position, we have lighting, comfort and convenience. Under comfort and convenience, we can activate remote mirror folding, so when you lock your car, your mirrors fold. We also have a feature, the reverse tilt mirror. You can choose which mirror you want to fold down a little bit, or both mirrors if that's something you want. I like them fixed. I already get used to that way, but if you turn on the on passenger, for example, this is what happens when you put it in reverse. You automatically lower that mirror to look at the ground. And then when you put them in park, it goes back to its position again. See it moving right there? So that's what that is for. One of the coolest features here is Valet mode. Valet mode lets you lock your screen and some other items such as this. I'm gonna hit Valet mode and I'm gonna put a secret code here that nobody knows about. Don't tell anyone what my code is, but there it is. Your car is now in Valet mode. You heard that? It says Valet mode active. Now, if you pay attention to the screen, it's gonna say something even more dramatic. A horrible news for whoever is driving this car. Yes, the speed limit is now set up to top speed 85 miles an hour. But another heartbreaking story is that you cannot access the radio. The radio is completely locked. You cannot operate the radio or play music, none of that. And to make matters worse, you're gonna open the glove box. The glove box is locked. Can't open the glove box. There's no way to open the glove box. And to make it even worse, the center console is locked. That's the click noise that you heard. I cannot open any of these things. So this is like a lock box or safety box inside of your car when you put the car in Valet mode. But very important, guys, if you bring your car to service, you have to unlock everything because they need access to that radio to operate different things and reset your computer, etc. So now we're gonna unlock everything with my secret code that nobody knows about. And voila, you heard the click. That means it's already unlocked. And now we can get access to our center console that opens very friendly. You see how deep it is? It's deeper than the one on the 7th generation. We have a USB-C charger and a USB-A charger. Aside from that, of course, we have our wireless charging pad here. So 3 places to charge already. And then now we can open our glove box. There we go. So yeah, that's what that is about. It's one of my favorite features on Corvettes. The C8, it locks a lot of things, not just the glove box. You got the center console, the radio, and the top speed setup, which is pretty cool. Another cool thing about this radio is that because it has Wi-Fi, you can actually access our Play Store and download apps onto your radio. So you can go to Play Store, like you do on your cell phone, choose an app you like. You just have to sign in with your Google account, and voila, you got access to all those apps. Back in the day, we tell you, well, go buy a new radio. That was it, right? But now you can just modernize your radio, download apps onto your radio. This is an 8-inch display. I believe this is 12.3. It's been informed and noticed to the media that the screens might get bigger. They're gonna get bigger. They're gonna have one on the left side over here too, which is cool. But then they're gonna get rid of all these buttons, which make this car such a sophisticated look. I don't know. I'm gonna miss the buttons. I think it's just give it that, I don't know, spaceship-like feeling. You know, it's unique to that. When you get in a car like this, you realize what I mean. You know, this is a mechanical button that physically touch instead of going to the. But you know how it is. I'm old school. I had a BlackBerry before I bought this cell phone. Now the steering wheel is very comfortable. It does go up and down like I mentioned. It goes in and out, and it memorized that position for 2 drivers. I'm gonna shut off this engine because it's getting pretty hot now. It's still 101 degrees outside, so let's give it a little break. And let's go see the price of this magnificent unit. If you stay with me all this time, thank you very much. If it's your first time in my channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, it's completely free, and share it with your friends and family. It's always cool to see some of these machines around. So the passenger door received the same treatment. Of course, they got the Z06 badge right there on the door when you open, so you know you're getting in something special. And then you have these same buttons here for the memory seats, same buttons to unlock your doors, and you have the same handle for emergency exit. Very simple. And inside of here, if you go under here, you will find this. This is the only 12-volt outlet inside the Corvette. It's under the passenger glove box, and that's because They want the wire to go on the passenger side, not on the driver's side. We know you're going to be using that. That's for the radar detector, isn't it? So we don't want you to be bothered by the cable going up there. Now, another cool thing, this is all padded and suede here on the lower part of the dashboard, on the passenger side, even on the left side of the dashboard, which is very cool. When you're sitting there, you feel like you're sitting on a first-class airplane type of deal, you know? Absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful, absolutely fast. 0 to 60 is in 2.5 seconds. This thing does the quarter mile in 10.5 seconds. And some people got it even faster. So depending how you're driving it, what type of environment you're on, many other factors. But yeah, most powerful V8 in automotive history. And so far, this is the most powerful Z06 ever, surpassing the previous Z06 that had a supercharged V8 6.2 liter. This is a 5.5 liter with no turbo, and it makes 670. It just blows your mind. The reason it made it up for the difference in torque is by revving to 8,600 RPMs. Absolutely historic machine, and it's such a cool thing to see because it's like the beginning and the ending of an era where everybody's now putting turbos and supercharged and you name it, and electric this and electric that. It's good to have something raw like this. I know you're gonna love it. Kyle, congratulations. I know, send me some pictures, man. And now let's take a look at the price, because I forgot to show you the price. It's very important, I get it. We're gonna start right here at the description of the gas mileage, which is not all that great, but nobody's counting. It's 14 miles per gallon combined, city and highway, 12 on the city, 20 on the highway. That's pretty good, actually. It's better than my Camaro for sure. You can see the description right here. It's a 2025 Corvette Z06 Convertible 3RC. The color is torch red. The interior is jet black with adrenaline red seats. And the engine, of course, is a 5.5 liter V8 with the 8-speed transmission. The standard vehicle price of this beauty is $132,650. Then we added the carbon fiber level 2 for $4,995. Gas guzzler tax is only $3,000. Hey, that's less than a Hellcat. Then we have the carbon flash full length stripe, which is the beautiful stripe package here for $1,195 or $1,195. We have the 10-spoke wheels, aluminum forged wheels for $995. That's a great price for that. And we have the scrape armor grill, which is the grills we have installed on the front bumper to protect the radiators for $895. We also have the red painted calipers in bright red, which are awesome. It combines perfectly with the torch red, $695 for that. Then we have the carbon fiber steering wheel, which is super nice with the suede interior, $695, and it's also carbon fiber and suede. So that, I'm surprised it's that little. I thought it might be a lot more. Then we have the custom interior and trim and seat for $695. It's a combination override for some reason. We have the Stealth interior package for $595, the two-tone seat for $595, the torch red seat belts for $495, and the adrenaline red leather custom stitch. So all this red stitching around here is $495. The exhaust black tips, $395. The black lug nuts, $275. We also have the carbon flash metallic painted mirrors for $195. That's a good deal. You get the mirrors in carbon flash and the spoiler for just $195. And lastly, the black wheel locks for $130. And that brings the total in options to $340 and a total price of $150,885. And yes, sounds like a lot, but it's a lot of options. We're talking $60,000 worth of options, and they are great. Let me tell you, this is a great build. You could still make this a lot more expensive. Believe me, there's a lot of more things you can add to this. So this is right in the middle of the pack. Actually, no, it would be really higher than the middle, but you could still make a Z06 more expensive if you go carbon fiber wheels, and the lift is another option that he didn't get because in Florida we don't have that many hills. This is more like a Florida place, you know. I don't know why they call it Florida. Juan Ponce de Leon didn't speak English, that's why. But yes, he don't have a use for the lift, which he had on the other cars, $1,000 option and things like that. But since it's something for him, it's good to have it, it's good to not have it and save $2,500 in the process, right? Something you're never gonna be using. So that's it. I hope you like your absolute beast, your absolute magnificent machine. Sorry about the interruption there with the price. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I hope to see you Saturday, Kyle. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Ramon. Have a blessed day. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.